Today, I'm going over the 6 worst business mistakes that business owners make so that you can prevent them before they happen. I've coached hundreds of business hours, and what I've noticed is that business owners make the same 6 mistakes over and over again. Now, these mistakes are an acronym for what I call stupid mistakes. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to step through each one of these mistakes to let you know exactly what I found in the hundreds of business hours that I've coached that are preventing business owners from growing. Mistake number 1: business owners are slow to implement. Oftentimes, maybe you yourself have read a book, you've gone online, you've gotten a coach or free coaching from a government resource, and you have a plan in place. Maybe you've written a business plan, but then afterwards, nothing happens. There's absolutely no effort put in to what you just got as a valuable educational resource that contributes knowledge to your ability to get your business started. One of the killers of small businesses is that they are slow to implement. They have an idea and then it gets put on the shelf. They get coached on exactly what they should do in their business to actually make a turnaround, and they don't actually implement that. Slow implementation kills businesses. It is imperative, if you're a business owner, that you implement as soon as possible. As soon as the idea comes up, or as soon as you have a plan to execute, you put it right in to your business, and then you can adjust along the way. There is no better time to implement in your business than right after you've decided that there's something that's going to be the most beneficial for your business. You don't want to wait. You don't want to put it on the shelf, because oftentimes the shelf of ideas for what you could do to improve your business, that's where implementation actually goes to die. So one of the first things I notice when I'm coaching businesses is that they are slow to implement. Mistake number 2: business owners come up with ideas or solutions or processes that are way too complicated. And what they do is they clutter their mistakes in a cloud of what they think are great solutions, but ultimately turn out to be way too complex a solution for whatever the problem is. So how should you think about solving problems? Think of the philosophy Occam's razor. Occam's razor basically states that when there are 2 answers, the simplest answer is the best. So how can you implement this in your business? Well, think simply. One of the best ways to implement change in your business that can actually make the highest impact is to switch sides of the counter in your business and think about things from the customer's perspective. How does my customer see what this policy or the implementation of this program would do? How does my customer see that the raising the price or lowering the price, what does that mean for them from their perspective? How does my customer feel about me hiring this person for the business that they're going to work with? If you take a uncomplicated Occam's razor type view to your problems and you look at it from the customer's perspective, then what you're going to be doing is you're going to be actually solving issues and reverse engineering them from the way that is most beneficial to the stakeholders in your business that have a stake in the decisions that you actually make. Another way to think about this, if you're implementing a policy in your business for your employees to follow, is how do I think my employees are going to respond to this change? Listen, you should not let your employees or your customers fully dictate everything about your business. But what you should do is optimally consider what could be, do I have to add this or subtract this? And will the negativity or the negative responses or the detraction from what I'm going to put in my business, is that going to outweigh the little benefit that I get? Always weigh the risk, the solution, and the reward to implementing, taking something out, expanding something, whether it's product, services, or policies in your business for your employees, and always put it on a scale and measure one against the other to see how far and how important this change will be and whether or not you think that it's worth the headache. Mistake number 3: business owners are unaware of numbers. I haven't seen one time with all the business coaching clients that I work with anyone that has actually known their numbers. What do I mean by numbers? I'm talking about basic key performance indicators, including their sales numbers for the previous month. Now, you may laugh at this and say, how is it possible for business owners not to understand their sales? Fundamentally, business owners, if they didn't go to school and understand that this is what they need to do, or they may not, school is not even necessarily the point. They may have just started the business and they don't fundamentally know exactly what numbers to track that actually move the needle. This is a problem. You should be aware of your numbers in your business that are important to the scaling and the growing of your business. So which numbers do I think that you should always know? You should always know your sales and revenues numbers. You should always know how many leads you get per month. You should always know what your conversion rates are from leads or prospects into new clients. You should know what your referral marketing is, how many referral leads come in. At the end of the month, you should be able to see how many leads you got and prospects, how many of those turned into new business, and from the new business, how many of those people have continued to purchase and how long they stayed with you on the basic level. That's what you should know from the beginning if you're trying to be more aware of your numbers. Why? Because when you understand those numbers, you can build systems and processes, but more importantly, before something happens, you can identify solutions to correct the issues that may actually sidetrack your business. For instance, you may not realize that lead generation is not actually your issue. You have plenty of leads, but you're not closing them because maybe there's something wrong with your sales process, your sales script, how you reach out. I've seen so many businesses that actually generate leads, but what they don't do is they don't put a focus on their sales training. And so they're losing they're spending good money after bad money, and they're wasting all this opportunity because their sales are just broken. I've seen companies earn millions of dollars when they've fundamentally corrected one aspect of a sales process. Don't be that person who spends thousands of dollars a month or tens of thousands of dollars a year on generating leads, thinking that that is the problem. What does it mean to spend good money after bad money? Well, frankly, it means that you could have all these clients and all these customers coming in, and you can be selling. But if your business is built on toothpicks and there's no real foundation, it's going to collapse under its own weight. Make sure being aware of your numbers is going to help you build processes for how you deal with new customers. And then once you have those processes built and in place, you'll be able to then take those customers, see how they're converting, and then to provide them with both the support that they need post-sale, and you'll be able to provide them, your salespeople, with more training if that's what the gap is or the bottleneck is in your sales process. Mistake number 4, poor planning. A lot of business owners that I've coached, that I've consulted with, that I've spoken to, never have a plan for how to get out of the trouble that they're in. A lot of businesses, believe it or not, actually have the resources in-house to be able to manage and handle the issues that are going on in their business. But what they don't have is the ability to think and plan their way out of it. Poor planning for instance, budgeting for marketing, not understanding where you should apply your marketing and what types of marketing you should do. Not everything is about social media marketing. Maybe you get most of your marketing leads or your prospects from referrals. So you should be thinking, well, how do I get more referrals? I need to spend time and focus on referral campaigns to drum up more business. That might be lower hanging fruit for you that you can actually take advantage of today or tomorrow. So what you should be thinking is, how can I plan for the next 3 months to actually create a marketing plan and to implement it into the space, into your local community that will bring people in? What kind of promotions can I run from September through November? What kind of promotions can I run during the summer? What kind of promotions can I run during the winter, if any? If you have a seasonal business, don't wait until the season starts to start thinking about what kind of promotions you want to run. Maybe you start earlier. What about finances? Do you have a plan with how you're going to deal with cash flow management? One of the biggest issues with small businesses is that they don't know how to manage cash flow. So having a good plan with how you're going to manage cash flow, maybe use the Profit First system by Michael Michalowicz. That might be a way that you're actually able to deal with cash flow in your business and to be able to deploy it so that you can actually see all your bills in one place and be able to have money available to actually pay operating expenses. Poor planning can cost you in the short run, and the long run. So be careful, because poor planning leads to poor results. Input and output. Mistake number 5, ignoring feedback. Believe it or not, small business owners in one way or the other get feedback, whether that is feedback through reviews, whether that is direct feedback from customers, whether that is indirect feedback from employees because it's filtered through an employee, or whether that is feedback from something you try to implement that just wasn't successful. It's so important that when you get feedback through bad reviews, that you actually have a neutral view of the feedback. Don't get defensive. I often see small business owners get defensive over feedback they receive. It's not your job to get overly emotional about the negative experiences that people have in your business. Your job is to listen to what they're saying, to distill it into information or bullet points that could be useful, and then apply it to your business. Don't worry about whether that person was right or wrong. Worry about, is there something to what they're actually saying? If you can take your emotions out of it, and if you can focus on being solution-based and implementation focused, you will win. If you get caught up in the emotions and you're defending yourself every single time because you don't think anything's wrong and you don't seek to make changes, if you don't look for ways to eliminate the bottlenecks, or if you can't see yourself on the other side of the counter, like looking through your customer's eyes, then you will never be able to implement solutions that actually endear customers to you. It's how you go from one-star review to 100 one-star reviews in seemingly overnight. What you have to do in order to be successful is to create opportunities for feedback, encourage feedback loops, whether that's at point of sale, post-sale, whether that's pre-sale, and through your employees. You need to figure out ways to actually garner feedback so that you can make your customer experiences, your deliveries pre-sale, your customer service post-sale, and your ability to manage processes with your employees that much better. Look for ways to improve, and you will. Don't look for ways to improve and bury your head in your sand. All you're going to do is see the bottom of your feet.
There's no time for your immaturity. Do it!
Mistake number 6, distracted focus. One of the, I must say, some people call it different things. Idea fairy, or getting lost in the weeds, not seeing the forest from the trees, or having your head in the clouds. Whatever you want to call it, distracted focus will kill business owners. Distracted focus is when business owners spend too much time thinking about ideas that they want to implement and not actually implementing the operational plan that they have that will move their business forward. That's another thing that will kill your business and stunt your growth as a business owner. I have seen this so many times. Yeah, you may have a notebook chock full of ideas, but at the end of the day, what are you doing with those ideas? Have you implemented them? Do you spend all your time just thinking about ideas? Oh man, this would be great. This would be great. That would be great. You have to be careful, because if you get too distracted with ideas and you're not actually executing a step-by-step plan to take your initial idea or what people pay you for from A to Z first before you implement the next idea, then you're walking on a dangerous road. You need to be careful, because your distracted focus can spell doom for your employees, who might get frustrated with the fact that they don't think that you're taking your business seriously or their efforts to help you out seriously. If you're not honestly, this may come down to you not being a good operator, which is fine. You may be the idea person, but maybe you're not the implementation person or the operations person. So after a period of time, when you've created the process for how you want to see your ideas deployed across your business, you may think to yourself, okay, well, I think I'm going to hire this person that actually might be better at operating than I am. And that's important to recognize about yourself. If you think you're a better operator than an idea person, maybe you hire a CEO. If you're a better idea person than a operator, maybe you hire a COO or an operator that can come in and help you out. So these are the mistakes that I see across the board from business owners. In the next video that I make, I'm going to actually share what the antidote to these mistakes are, how you can transcend these mistakes and actually make your business better. Until then, I want you to watch this video this video, wherever the video is, I want you to watch it because I want you to see how you can improve your business further. I'm Micah, and I'm out.